This is FIBA Podcast. Thank you for joining us in our morning daily devotion.
Dearly beloved, we sincerely hope you have been enjoying this podcast on the fear of the Lord. Having the fear of the Lord will equip us to fulfill our life's mission on the earth. The one person who fulfilled all that was expected of him on the earth was Jesus. Did Jesus fear God? That is an interesting question. In Hebrews chapter 5 verses 7 and 8, it is said that Jesus in the days of his flesh offered up prayers and supplication with loud cries and tears to him who was able to save him from death, and he was heard because of his reverence. One cries when one is overwhelmed. Jesus offered up his prayers with loud cries because he would be overwhelmed by the situation that he was in from time to time. Scripture says that Jesus' prayers were heard because Jesus had reverence for God the Father. Reverence signifies awe, respect, fear, and the willingness to obey. The verse goes on to say, although he was a son, he learned obedience through what he suffered. Suffering is a condition common to all human beings, nay, to all living creatures on the earth. All living creatures live under the constant shadow of scarcity, rejection, pain, death, and so many other misfortunes. But God has provided an avenue for humans to approach Him with prayers so that God can alleviate their sufferings. Jesus offered prayers too because, like all human beings, He experienced suffering. And as we read the reference scriptures, Jesus offered His prayers with loud cries and tears because of the intensity of His suffering, and He was heard because of His fear, awe, and respect for God. No matter the suffering, no matter the pain, loss, and disappointment, we cannot afford to discard the fear of God. In the book of Job, we read that Job was struck with calamity after calamity, but throughout he never lost his fear and respect for God. You cannot pray to God acceptably without having the fear of God. And Jesus would pray long hours to the Father before and after his daily ministry. Jesus expressed his inability to do anything without the Father. He says in the Gospel of John chapter 5 verse 30, I can of myself do nothing. Jesus openly expressed that he can do nothing without the Father's permission or command. Even though he was begotten of the Father and equal to the Father in all respects, he submits himself voluntarily to the Father, determined to do not his will, but the Father's will. He had the fear of God in its fullness and perfect sense. Philippians chapter 2 verse 6 onwards declares that though he was God, he did not think of equality with God as something to cling to, but he gave up his divine privileges and took the humble position.
Dear listener, we are here to stand with you in your time of need. We want to pray with you and for your prayer request. Do you need someone to talk to? We are here for you. Call us or send a message at +91 636 425 2164 +91 636 425 2164. God bless you.